Dude, this is sick. Dude, this is sick. This is so sick. As a fan of college football, Texas versus Oklahoma, Texas versus fucking Michigan. Pardon me. Oh, they just had Charles Woodson grab a giant Michigan flag, and he ran it, and then Matthew McConaughey, who was already carrying a Texas flag, like met, and they're you got Charles Woodson, Matthew McConaughey, both dude, two storied programs, just steeped in tradition. Two of the top four winningest programs in college football history. Second time ever facing each other in the big house. In the big house, Texas's first year in the SEC. Good. Dude, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. Dude, top 10 matchup. Big house. Two top four programs. Why hasn't it started it yet? This is supposed to kick off at noon, man. All right, we also have, what do we want? Arkansas, Oklahoma State, Georgia Tech, Syracuse. 57 degrees, a perfect crisp Saturday in the fall. Dude, this is college football, man. I love this shit. I genuinely love Tom Brady getting him juiced. All right, I see you, Fox. They cut a hell of a promo here. Tackle, but they'll have pride in their defense still. I know both teams lost a lot of players, and obviously Michigan lost Jim Harbaugh. Here we go, 2nd and 8. That was a great open field tackle. Big house. Oh, big house causing chaos. We got a false start on Texas, second play of the game. And Texas, by a lot of people's standard, came into this year with the best offensive line in college football. Or by not a lot of people's standards, a lot of people's like opinion. Dude, Wink Martindale, that is a huge scoop though, to have like a true accomplished NFL caliber defensive coordinator come and fill in. Lo-fi tunes on. All right, 3rd and 13. He's got him. Great throw. Could it like Isaiah Bond transfer from Alabama? I think right. Yup. He's on my fantasy team too. Great throw. 3rd and 13. Texas picks it up. That's gonna quiet the big house. Now it is one of those like you would argue if the ball placement was slightly better by Quinn Ewers, maybe Isaiah Bond can actually take that to the house. Like he can track that over his shoulder. He never even has to drift into that safety coming over. Instead of like here, Quinn puts it here. Brilliant ball down the seam. Don't get me wrong, but it did invite that safety over a little bit. Dude, what a promo that Fox cut. We love sport. We love sports. We love sports. Oh, little drop off. Isaiah Bond, baby. Ugh, I love to see him get so much of the action. Too, because I had a terrible week 1. Freaking Gavin Sawchuk, for the running back from Oklahoma, only had 1 point. He was my first round draft pick. Getting 1 point. Can't be having that, man. You can't be having that. You quite simply cannot be having that. This was the throw that I was talking about. Like again, it's a brilliant throw. Invites the safety to hit him, and great concentration to see the catch through by Isaiah Bond. But you also like if that's dropped in a bucket over the shoulder, he can maybe track that, and it peels him away from that safety to the crib. 3rd and 7. I don't even really care who I want to win. I guess it helps Georgia if Texas wins, because when it comes to like uh the playoffs and 12 teams and stuff like that, the at-large teams, so, like one conference, these kind of out-of-conference games might determine which conference gets like 3 at-large berths and which conference gets 2. You know what I mean? Quinn Ewers, nice scramble, steps up in the pocket, pump fakes that keeps the little linebacker, that amoeba defender, uh, flat-footed. 2 on Texas's opening drive. I wonder if they'll start Steve Sarkisian and Quinn in the center or something might change the the snap count, the cadence, maybe even go to a silent. This is where, though, in years past, this noise from the big house that's affecting Texas, two of false starts already, would be worse in years past because they wouldn't have had the microphone in the helmet. Now, in some ways, the noise, even yes, you have speakers and a microphone, or you hear your coordinator in your head. But if you've watched tons of quarterbacks, they have to do this. I mean, just because it's a microphone close to your ear doesn't mean you get perfect clarity in what you hear. So actually, I don't know. Maybe in years past, having the signs, the funny where it's like a picture of Madonna, it's a picture of Lucky Charms, big tackle in the backfield there. Um, Texas tried to do like a quick little swing pass to the running back in the right flat, and number 8 for Moore from Michigan just devours it. Um, but yeah, you'd have like the signage. It'd be like Madonna, Lucky Charms, Dracula, Big House Rockin', third down. The big stop here, potentially, if they can hold him to a field goal. I mean, Quinn Ewers was 68 yards in the first drive, though. He's going to escape the pocket, roll to the right, going to throw back across the field, wide open touchdown. Well, I shouldn't say wide open, but great throw from Quinn Ewers. 2 third down conversions, by the way, on Texas there, long ones. Texas gets in a 3rd and 13. Oh, we got a flag on the play. Holding on the offense. That can happen when you have a quarterback scramble on either side. You know, it's hard to, and like people will like, oh dude, offensive lineman. It's so hard to, when you're like, let's say you're set up, you're the right guard, for example, right? And all you're the blocking scheme is like, let's say a zone scheme or something. You might need a certain leverage, so you're boom. And then if the quarterback then starts running that way, opposite of where your leverage is, that that defensive lineman or whatever can disengage very easily. And then you're like, it just all happened so fast. 3rd and 21. They had already. But what I was gonna say is they had converted 2 third and longs to score there. It's a great throw from Michigan. Will hold them. They will get a field goal, or they hold them to a field goal. Quinn Ewers does really ever so well though. I mean, he rolls out to the right, gets damn near to the out of bounds line, the boundary, and then throws it kind of angled. Um, this was this got me gas, bro. Charles Woodson was at the desk. The Fox, you know how ESPN is College Game Day. Well, Fox has their version. I think it's called like Big Noon Saturday or whatever. Big Noon. Oh, they blocked it. Or did he just miss it right? He definitely. Texas missed the field goal. It should be a routine field goal. It looked like somebody got a hand on it. Definitely got pressure. Did he get a touch of this? There is so much yellow in the crowd. I can't tell. I don't think he did. He just pushed it. But that one person from the Texas's left side, thought he got a hand of that. Oh, that Charles Woodson thing. So he was at the desk, sat down next to Brady Quinn, Mark Ingram. Who else is on their staff? Brady Quinn, Matt Leinart. And anyways, Mark Ingram goes like, grab the flag, Chuck. And Charles Woodson gets up, grabs the flag, and then goes meet. Dude, this is the one I was perfect. See what I mean though? Like when he's here, look. If you can shade that to the outside and let Isaiah float, he might catch that and go. Like that might be a touchdown. It's a great throw. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's what? Where does he release that? He releases that from his own 12. So that's a 38-yard throw in between the safety and the cornerback. But you see what I mean? How it's here, which means that not only Isaiah has to kind of like come to it, invites the safety over to hit. Isaiah does well to hold on to it. Um, but you think a shaded throw maybe takes Isaiah to the crib. Great throw though. It's like that's the difference between like that. Okay, when talking quarterbacks and like how do I word this? people who really know ball, will often highlight the difference between accuracy and ball placement. Now, you need to be accurate to have good ball placement, but you can be accurate and like you could have an accurate throw that doesn't exhibit good ball placement. Likewise, you can have good ball placement, but it's not an accurate throw. Um, and so you want both. But so anyways, he's like, grab the flag, Chuck, grab the flag. And then this was dope, dude. So dope. Charles Woodson, former Heisman Trophy winner, University of Michigan, like golden, one of their pride and joys, and then of course the ambassador of the minister of culture for the university. Oh man, hold on, me going full screen. F that up. Then them facing off, little friendly junk talking. Love that. Love. One of the big storylines in this game is Michigan got a false start. The big house backfired. No, but is how many sustained drives can Michigan's offense have to kind of like keep that high powered Texas offense on the sideline? So this was the holding call. And again, I'm not when I went on my little spill earlier, I wasn't even necessarily saying I believed it was a hold or not. I'm just saying when a quarterback scrambles and breaks the contain and stuff like that, those are often the hardest times for an offensive lineman because you have so much lever. Or like if a running back cuts it against the grain just instinctively, right? A lot of motion there. Three people go in motion simultaneously for Michigan. And then another motion. Four different players all go in motion throughout that play, all for 2 yards. I will agree that the Fox score bug is way too big. Great throw back against the grain, and Michigan go 3-and-out. This is exactly what Michigan fans would not have wanted. Oh, terrible punt. Oh, that's no bueno, dude. So not only do Michigan go 3-and-out, which is just not good. I mean, their defense, Michigan's defense, is still should be very, 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 very good this year. But as I talk about watching Steelers games over the years all the time, no matter how good your defense is, if they have to go and uh, compete on 50 plays in the first half, it just gets a wear and tear aspect. So, anyways, but then Michigan's punt, decent punt flight wise, but it hits at like Texas's 35 and then yanks back, and eventually, what are they counting it as a down at the 44? So he got a net gain 28. This is going to be a reference to on College Game Day. Pat McAfee and part of the reason why he voted for Michigan was like, man, when I walk around Ann Arbor, it seems like every single Michigan fan, everyone on the planet has a Michigan tattoo. He's like, even Michael Phelps, who was the guest speaker, has one. And Michael Phelps goes and shows you this one randomly like on his hip area. Um, and then so this guy, they better get the snap off. They just got it off. They pick up the first down. Dude, Michigan fans are gonna be pissed because they saw zero come up on the play clock. But as we all know, that there's like a second you get of like leeway. Dude, the running back for Texas took a pop though. Yeah, now Blue's limping. All right, 2nd and 8 from Texas. They're right outside the red zone. Play action. Quinn Ewers escaped the pocket. Well done. Brilliant quarterbacking play. I mean, his footwork there, remarkable. The throw on the run, not too dissimilar to a throw that Jordan Love had last night on the in terms of on the run. Um, brilliant. Brilliant from Quinn Ewers. Play action, stays in the pocket, realizes it's collapsing a little bit, but doesn't panic like a lot of college quarterbacks might, where you step up and then you run. He steps up with the intent to throw, and he always knew where his line of scrimmage was. As soon as he steps up, he's right, boom, perfect ball. Damn. I knew it was a lot. I had heard the report that there were 13 high level NFL execs, whether that's general managers or like director of player personnels, um, at this game. This says 15. I don't understand why there wouldn't be any. Like, or I'm not any. Why would there not be 32? Why? Please explain to me why 17 NFL teams don't think it's worth looking at the talent on display in Ann Arbor, Michigan. This fine Eagles versus Falcons. Is it in Atlanta? I don't know. I would need to see how Atlanta plays this weekend with the new coach, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. Yeah. I look over Arkansas's quarterback on the run, great throw. It's just like the level of quarterbacking play is just so high across the board. Um, and kids are obviously now attending elite camps. At the ages of like 8, they're going to the Peyton Manning academies as early as 8th grade. Perfect fall weather. I want to soak in it. I want to bathe in it. Again, great footwork from Quinn to step up, know exactly where the line of scrimmage is. Beautiful ball. Uh, Michigan quite simply, I know it's early in the game, but they have to get a first down, not even a touchdown. They have to get a first down or two to let that defense get some kind of a breather. Oh, great hole. Great patience from Donovan Edwards, really. Initially, there was no hole. He kind of actually runs in the back of his own lineman. Good patience, vision, and then the agility to cut that back. Picks up a first down, really big. Yeah, that gets jammed up initially, and then he's whoop free. Halftime, I'll run a couple. Oh man, the right tackle. Way to pick up yardage there from Michigan because their right tackle just got detonated. Absolutely detonated. But the quarterback got the ball out quickly to a playmaker. 2-yard gain turns into like a 6 or 7 yard one. And Arkansas up 14-0. And they get the ball. Those Steve Sarkisian's burnt orange glasses are so fresh. It is cool how American universities have established official colors. Like in the whole like hexagrid color palette thing, you go to a paint store, there is Texas burnt orange. There Michigan's blue color or maize, whichever one. I know they're called maize and blue, but one of them is like their official. They've kind of pioneered that shade of blue, I think it was. I shouldn't say pioneered, but it became so synonymous with them and it became like its own shade consistently that it became an official recognized color. North Carolina, Tar Heel blue. Michigan, 3 points for Michigan. That's a pretty big answer. They needed that. They needed that drive. That first down from Donovan Edwards, huge. I mean, again, not just from the fact of like giving your defense a rest, keeping your crowd in it. A couple 3-and-outs really demoralizes crowds. Makes it harder to then go crazy on third downs on defense. But it's just nice to see them. If you're a Michigan fan, you know that your DNA is built in being physical, running the ball, and being able to pick up that first down, running the ball. One thing I tell people all the time, so a lot of people are like, you have this ump cam, right? And people are loving it and talking about it. A couple years ago in the off season for the NFL, one oh, clip that went viral, relatively viral, was a picture from or a video from the Miami Dolphins, like a practice during. Oh, what a catch from the Arkansas receiver. Um, Miami Dolphins practice during the offseason, okay? And it's essentially a it's a GoPro on Tua Tagovailoa's helmet, right? So essentially you're getting a first person view of what it's like to play quarterback in the NFL, between catching the ball, how difficult, how often people do not understand. It's why like when you hear a prototypical quarterback, at least historically, they're 6'2", they're 6'3", they're 6'4", so they can see over the line, right? And that video of Tua, who is a shorter, he's probably 6 footish, does a good job of showcasing how freaking hard it is even to just see over your offensive line. Even with just like shorter offensive guards. When you talk about some of your tackles are 6'7", 6'8", right? So, anyways, everyone was like, "Oh, this is crazy." A lot of people, it might have reminded them of in the mid 2000s there was a sport game called like NFL 2K. Basically, it was in the 2K brand, and you could play. The whole thing that made it different from Madden was the first person nature of it. Now, back then with the graphics and the way motion blur worked, it didn't really, it gave a lot of people motion sickness. It didn't look that great. It was cool conceptually, didn't last. And I remember when that Tua video came out a couple years ago, there was a lot of people who were like, why is this only coming back now? Or like, I remember this in that 2K game and yada, 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 yada. And what people are forgetting is the advancement in like camera technology, right? That like we have these 4K cameras, 8K cameras. We have cameras in our phone that can not only do 4K but can do 60 frames per second. So it's like nowadays you can have a cam on your ref. You can have these cams in practices so the offensive coordinator and the coach can see what the quarterback was seeing better and analyze it, and it not give motion sickness and it not give you a distorted image because the camera technology is so good. But that is often like you'll see the comment section and like everyone's like, why are we only seeing it now? Or, oh, this looks so cool, can we see more of it? And it's like, you got to remember they had to. Yeah, someone said what I said. Steve Sarkisian's sunglasses are fire. Is Steve Sarkisian rocking Maui Gyms is already acclimated in the SEC. That's a good tweet. That's a good tweet. Dude, we don't need to be doing these comparisons. Shadur is brilliant. Come on. What Quinn Ewers can do this year, and especially in a game like this, is okay. Going into this year, the talk was Shadur Sanders and Carson Beck from Georgia were the top two quarterbacks likely in this upcoming draft. It's them, and then the next cluster. Quinn can easily, with this season in a game like today, vault himself up into that category. Oklahoma State with a big touchdown. So Arkansas up 14-0, and they get the ball. Chance to really open the game up. So big stop from Oklahoma State's defense to keep it 2 scores, and then answer by and again, Michigan has the best, if not the best, tied for the best cornerback in the country. And they have a very good defensive front still in Wink Martindale, but Sarkisian, the motions, how they can stretch you horizontally. Not as crazy as say Tennessee